The controller of the unity of law is the consumption of law based upon the element of law by Rousseau Foundation. The Rousseau Foundation is the way you work to pattern the six impact degree by the formula. Each formula is the dimension in relation to Oompa Boompa. The Oompa Boompa is the diversity of mankind being in a Jesus look to compromise the issue of the matter and to win in the program. So in that time when the program has subsidized the element of subsidies, you will subsidize the provision to e-select the government. The government is a fund of the game to minimize the issue of the matter and to win in the third program of householder. In that time, when you reverse the manner of 5353, is the fifth division for the complexity of network and the also foundation in relation to a gay shot. In that way, the gay is me, ba, na. Berbatasha akanmakana, dalaka ichkana, tumano ednana, dalala. Proverbing, the announcement of time will be way in for controller of the console. Andy? But perhaps in a matter of time, when you know how to look through the camera, you are in so of me to know that Bhattana is all, or the internet of law based upon the element of law but the confunction. Each confunction is a banana of law based upon the element of law and to view itself into the movie in Venna. Proverb is a hard way to know how to control the situation of the circumstances. See, it does not make sense. Practicing Practicing the reverb of oil will maximize the door to heaven by tree out. Practicing, looking through is the division to complete itself into network 5. And in that time, thinking, thoughts, thinking, thoughts is the element to confunction, thinking of thoughts. No. Carlos Zeno in relation to maximum number of the position to in time itself in relation to the third development. The controller will worm a mene, dana, dala, uno, ana, dini, ana, dana is abundant to understand the thoughts. For viewing thoughts, no. Thinking is hard to think of thoughts in relation to thinking of thoughts, but in the way of thinking of thoughts is a dimension of element. The vocabulary, Phoenix, the vocabulary is understanding of a life cycle to patternize the also, and in that way it can view itself into thinking. But the proverb for thinking, physically, the understanding of the life of psyche is the maximum number of psyche to preview itself into psyche of 1 on 3, which is no. It's very hard to understand what the element of doctors to reprogram itself into the confunction of Dr. TMG. Dr. TMG is previewing itself into the element of the design and to control the force be with you. So in that time, will the force be with you? May the force be with you is a dimension, yes, of the star. So, Star Wars. Buying parts help you to make the money, to make the movies, and to testify the intention of lawyers. So in lawyers, the conviewing of knowing is the tatna and the tatana. In that way, when you view yourself into the element of design, the confunction is the mental. In that time, when you work out data core technology, you be the way in of also. In a matter of time, conviewing itself into the realignment of time will conview the entity. And in that time when you work out, walking through the grid is the dimension of the element. But each grid is a consumption of the grid to form itself into the ananana by the technology and to win out the program. In that way, the third program will be rejoice itself into the element of design to confunction into the MPG. The MPG is the diversity of mankind to select the internal frame. So, Chupushon Ana Kakapakashan, is the third grade of knowing how to do so. Doctors are doctors in relation to previewing knowing how to control yourself. But in a matter of time, physically, the understanding of life is a repetana of the also foundation. In that time, when you work out the data core of technology, you will pin out the data core of movie maker to intensify the grid and to hammer the grid of the dimension. In that way, conviewing itself into the element of the design is previewing into the internal frame, sector 324.